In his most recent interview on the Overdogs podcast with Mike Perry, Reinier De Ridder finally addressed the contentious middleweight title picture. When Fluffy Hernandez withdrew, RDR's original plan to headline UFC Vancouver against him was derailed. The Dutch competitor is now set to take on Brendan Allen. In addition, De Ridder provided some perspective on the wider situation by outlining what he thinks is the solution to Khamzat Chimaev. "You can't let the chamber get to your back," he said. "That's where things quickly get worse." Since his top game is also hazardous, he believes that the optimal strategy is to incorporate his own takedown threats in addition to waiting for Khamzat to shoot. However, RDR claims that Brendan Allen is currently the center of his attention. He stated unequivocally that he intends to accomplish what no one else has been able to lately, that is, not just defeat Allen, but complete him. It's also important to note that Paulo Costa was recently exposed by RDR for declining the UFC Vancouver bout. He claims that Costa refused to go 5 rounds and just wanted a 3-round fight. Ridder publicly chastised Costa for that decision, claiming he missed the fantastic opportunity to square off against a highly regarded opponent.
I tried to stay on this card because of the chance of fighting Khamzat after. That's one of the reasons I really wanted to stay on the Vancouver card, because I think Khamzat might want to fight before Ramadan, right? Ramadan is in February. So they talked about pushing the fight with Fluffy to a later date, but we weren't sure that he'd be ready on time. So I said, let's try and find a new opponent, and let's just keep working and show what I have, so that I have a chance to fight Khamzat in January, hopefully. It's got a lot more complicated, yeah. As you said, if I beat Fluffy, I think I'd have a good chance. But both Fluffy and Imavov fought Brendan, and both of them lost the first round. Brendan got very close in the last round to finishing Fluffy. He hurt Fluffy pretty bad, and none of them were able to put Brendan away. So what if I put him away?
Jack Della Maddalena is aiming for a knockout victory versus Islam Makhachev. Jack dismantled Islam as an adversary in his most recent appearance on Submission Radio, including speculating about who would succeed him. JDM stated unequivocally that he anticipates Islam to shoot early, stating that the former champion will attempt to enter the ring as soon as possible to avoid his hand's danger. Jack frequently brings up Islam's battle with Alexander Volkanovski, in which Volkanovski was able to exert pressure on him, unlike anyone else. Islam, however, has already retaliated, reminding everyone that JDM is not Volk, that Volk is very different. And don't be misled, the outcome of this bout will determine the future of the lightweight and welterweight categories. Islam is probably going back down to 155 to face Ilia Topuria in a super fight if he loses. However, if Islam prevails, the entire welterweight category is upended and a new face at the top appears. Now, the question is straightforward. Is JDM able to halt Makhachev's uncontrollable winning streak? Leave your comments below. Is Islam's wrestling going to be unbeatable again? Or can Jack get the knockout?
Preparation is much the same. Challenging 5-round title fight. So just working on a solid game plan and then going to put it together on November 15.
Do you think you're going to finish in this one?
I'm going to go for it. I would love, obviously, that'd be the best case scenario, get the finish. I can see it happening. I can see it blowing the roof off, MSG, taking out pound for pound number one with no doubts. Finish would be the dream.
His grappling's a bit better than Bilal's, but he gets hit a lot more than Bilal does. Does that give you confidence that you're going to be able to tag him a few times?
I mean, definitely, they're different fighters, different challenges. So yeah, obviously there's some similarities within the grappling style, but yeah, I definitely look at Islam as a completely different challenge, different, more of a finishing ability.
Who do you feel like's next?
Oh, I don't know. I think, as it stands now, I still think Shavkat probably give him the fight. I think Brady's done well. Brady and Usman even, he's done well.
Ilia Topuria recently addressed the rumors of a possible switch to welterweight in an interview with reputable Spanish writer Alvaro Camanro, and he didn't mince words. Ilia said that he has sparred with welterweights and felt very at ease doing so when questioned about it, citing the widely shared images of him training with Ian Garry. Ilia claims that he never felt inferior at any point in time. as El Matador continues to work towards his ideal matchup at 170 and demonstrates that he is prepared to infiltrate other divisions in addition to pursuing greatness. It was a subtle but clear message directed directly at Islam Makhachev. He also continued with Garry. Ilia went on to say that he has sparred with numerous different welterweights and has never felt outclassed or intimidated. Furthermore, it's not just Ilia who says that. Ilia has sparred with elite welterweights and even delivered heavy blows to them, according to fighters like Kamaru Usman and Gilbert Burns. With one more bout anticipated before the year is over, either Arman Tsarukyan or Paddy Pimblett might be the next step. Without a doubt, though, Topuria has his sights set on Islam and is making every effort to demonstrate that he is not giving up on the matchup.
We saw the pictures of you training and sparring with Ian Garry, who is a welterweight, and obviously there are a lot of talks of you moving up to 170 and becoming the first 3-division champ. How did that one go?
Alright, so Ian Garry and I had a successful technical sparring session. We didn't handle it like a real fight. We simply exchanged information, but we also weren't kind to one another. The scrap was good. Not just Ian either. I feel really at ease after training with a lot of welterweights. Very, very pleasant. You know, I never felt like I was at a disadvantage. Khamzat Chimaev recently discussed the video that has been circulating, which purports to show him being defeated by Alexander Gustafsson, a former light heavyweight title contender. Yes, the same individual who defeated John Jones once. In that sense, it's not all that shocking that he defeated a middleweight. In any case, Chimaev responded to the video in a recent conversation on Adam Zuba's channel, fully applauding Gustafsson for his versatile style of play. His wrestling is next level, he said. He is so strong and technical that he is in complete control of every roll. Every scramble and every takedown are flawless. I shall always think of him as a champion. My brother is my role model. I turned into a fighter because I admired him. Observing him inspired me to improve every day. Alex, we appreciate all that you have done for us. I'm really happy I got to meet someone like him. You are the most proficient combatant overall, both in wrestling and striking. Finish the quote. Looking ahead, Chimaev will either face Reinier De Ridder or Nasser Imov in 2026, contingent on RDR's performance against Brendan Allen at UFC Vancouver. And regardless of which clash takes place, you can expect that the stakes are extremely high. Let's examine who Michael Bisping thinks will be the most difficult candidate for Chimaev's crown and why.
Right now, and just like Dean Thomas said, this will be a disaster with Khamzat Chimaev as the champion. I don't mean because of what Dean Thomas said. Dean Thomas was like, he isn't going to be able to fight too frequently. He struggles to get visas and stuff like that. No, when I say this is a disaster, it's a disaster for the division. Because from what I see there, ain't nobody, apart from Reinier De Ridder, ain't nobody beating him. Reinier De Ridder is the only guy that has a shot because of the jiu-jitsu, because of the skills that he has off his back, okay? Reinier De Ridder is probably the only guy that could do that. Yeah, of course, Sean Strickland's come out. Sean Strickland saying, no, look, listen, I'm the only guy that can beat him. But honestly, I think even Reinier De Ridder is going to have a really, really tough time. This is going to be probably a very long and dominant reign in the middleweight division. And I don't think we've ever seen a dominant wrestler like Khamzat Chimaev in the middleweight division.
I appreciate you watching. Remember to subscribe to the Daily News and give a like.